Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. This is Danjavin with an Elder Scrolls Online tutorial video. Today we're going to be looking at alts, and specifically how to run writs for free mats and for leveling up your alts. So writs are an important part of crafting arsenal, but also can be a great way to level early on, earn some extra gold, and earn those valuable skill points for your alts. The way that I've arranged my alts here, I have my main character, who is still pretty early on, and then I have an army of alts all within the exact same faction, the Daggerfall Covenant, all operating out of Columbine. You can see there are various levels. I've played Peter the Provisioner a little bit more. You can guess what he does. And I have actually split out all my different craftings into different characters with one at the end. It's just kind of left over as a bank meal, and that's the one we'll be playing today. Fallout fans may recognize the name. So let's tune into Wazer Rifle. And you can see it's just a general run-of-the-mill Nord. His armor is awful because it's all just looted garbage. And he doesn't have a lot of skills. I have not empowered him with any skills that are attack-based. So the only thing on his attack bar is just the free soul trap that you get as part of the main quest line. So as he's running around and doing various things, the only thing that he really has to defend himself with is his wits and a crappy old sword. So this is Wazer Rifle, and today we're going to be doing some writs. So we'll do a writ run. First thing we'll do is I'll go ahead and show you where the writ boards are for those completely new to what writs are. They are daily crafting runs that you can do. And in this particular town in Glenumbra, Daggerfall, you can get your consumables from crafting writs from this board here. This has Alchemy, Provisioning, and Enchanting. And then your equipment-based ones are on this board over here. Now I've already gotten 6 writs. I've already collected all 6 of them. And if you take a look in the top right-hand corner of my screen, I can scroll through them. Get a little contrast here. So you can see my Alchemy writ requires a sip of health, some Blessed Thistle. My Blacksmith writ, some assorted ironwork. Clothier, some jute-based homespun clothes. Enchanting, I need to do 1 glyph and then 1 rune on its own. And provisioning, I need to craft 2 recipes, 1 of each. Woodworking, some staves. That brings us back to the beginning. So this character doesn't run other quests. These are the only 6 quests I have active, and we'll be doing all of them in one shot. This is going to be a great way to min-max and basically save yourself a lot of time. When you get fast at this and we've done the proper preparation, you should be able to do all the writs that you care to do in anywhere between 5 and 10 minutes on each of your alts. So if you're looking to accumulate some money, some inspiration, and some experience for skill points on your alts, it's a great way to do it early on. So first thing you need to know is to have your skills set up properly. Once you level up your materials in any of your crafting, you're going to be forced into a different zone. So right now my guys are low level. They would need to be at least level 15 to really thrive in Stormhaven. So right now I want to keep them at the lowest level of materials possible. So particularly with blacksmithing, that means material passive needs to stay at 1 for iron ingots. If I ever put a point into this, I'm going to be in trouble because I'll be forced to turn in my writ all the way over the town in Stormhaven. At Merchant's Gate. And I've been there before, but I won't be going there for this trip. I'm sorry, Stormhaven. Wayrest. No, I don't want to go there. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting used to it. I have a controller hooked up through my DS3 gamepad utility, so I'm using a PS3 controller just because I am a Skyrim fanboy, and so that's my first and true love, and I'm very used to playing PS3 controllers, so I'm not a keyboard and mouse guy. I'm not one of those guys. You'll have to bear with me. The other thing I'll mention right now is I am running some mods, so as we go into the bank you're going to see some additional filters I've added, some other things that make my experience a little more unique than those of you on the console. Sorry, I'm not going to tell you to join the PC Master Race, but we have neat toys. So let's go take a look at my preparation I've done in the bank so that I can nail all these writs in one run. Now, Wazer Rifle, my character here, does not do any alchemy at all. He has not ever crafted a single potion, but he's turned in dozens of alchemy writs. He is an enchanter, but he is not a provisioner. He does not know the recipes needed for the carrot soup and golden lager. So how am I going to help him complete these writs? I have already done that for him. My other alts, Peter the Provisioner, knows carrot soup and golden lager. He also knows the other 4 recipes that are needed for level 1 Glenumbra crafting writs for provisioning. He makes them, and I'll show you how many he makes whenever we do a session of this. He makes quite a few. In this case, he has made dozens of the golden lager and carrot soup, which we need today, and also fishy sticks and baked apples, lemon flower matza, and Syrah Syrah wine. So these are the 6 recipes that you'll need on any character, any combination of characters, or simply enough just one character to actually fulfill any level 1 crafting writ. You can also, let's go ahead and take the golden lager and carrot soup now, and you can see I get pop-ups that show me that I've completed those parts of the writ. So that writ is done. Just like that, just pulling stuff out of the bank, I have completed 1 writ. So let's go ahead and move on to the Sip of Health and Blessed Thistle. So, Sip of Health, I'll nail all those. I'm taking the whole stack. It doesn't make sense to split it up. Just take the whole stack, you can deposit it later. My Blessed Thistle is over in my materials. I have a filter mod which lets me just select the alchemy ones. And lo and behold, I keep only these ingredients which are needed to complete the alchemy crafting writs. You'll only ever be asked for wormwood, natural water, cornflower, or the one we need today, Blessed Thistle. The other potions you'll need, by the way, to craft ahead of time, if you like to do it this way, are a few dozen sips of stamina, sips of ravaged stamina, and sips of magicka. So these don't need to use the priciest alchemy ingredient, Columbine, but you will need to use some bug gloss, some lady smock, and a few other mountain flower, and a few other somewhat valuable alchemy mats. But it's okay because we have the potential to get a lot of very valuable mats when we do turning these writs, and I'll show you that once we finally get to goal. So I've taken enough to fulfill my provisioning writ, and I've also taken enough to fulfill my alchemy writ. What about my enchanting writ? Enchanting writs are unique among the consumables in that you have to complete your glyph. You cannot make glyphs ahead of time on another character and then just take them out of the bank. They have your name on them, you need them with your name on them to turn in and fulfill the writ. So let's go take a look at our enchanting writ. So we need to make a trifling glyph of magicka. So that's Jora Mako Ta. And if you need help figuring out what the glyphs mean, you can actually download an app on your smartphone, but there's also mods if you're on the PC, which can help you to figure out what runestones go with your glyph. Additionally, we're going to need 1 Oko essence rune, so I'll go ahead and pull that Oko out. I can leave the rest in the bank, because when you're crafting, you can leave your mats in the bank, and you don't need to take them out. And let you use them on the spot. I apologize, I have a mod also here called Personal Assistant, which automatically puts my things I've withdrawn back into the bank automatically, so I just need to pull them out again. Blessed Thistle, and now I'm going to go to my enchanting and pull out the Oko rune. Wait for my pop-up, there it is. Okay, so now I have almost everything I need to fulfill my consumables writs. Let's go over and make that rune now. So we're going to cross the way in Glenumbra. We've got our nice little enchanting shack, Ashton's Enchantments. And now we're going to make our trifling glyph of magicka. Now, it's expensive rune to make, and to be honest, I don't really do the enchanting writs all the time, because you can see here with my little Master Merchant add-on, it shows that a single Mako rune is worth 171 gold. We'll take a look when we finally turn these in and see whether or not it's actually worth it to do the writ, but for now, we'll go ahead and make it for the video. So, Jora Mako Ta, trifling glyph of magicka, form Voltron, and go. Alright, so now my enchantment writ is complete, and now I need to focus on my blacksmithing, clothing, and woodworking. So let's start with blacksmithing and clothing, because they are close by. They are right next door, actually. So again, with these equipment writs, you need to make them. You cannot have somebody else make them. You can't make a huge stockpile, stick it in your bank. You've got to do it, and you got to do it basically on demand. Now you can keep a whole bunch of them on each of your characters, but that eats up your personal character space. I don't like to do it. I like to do them on demand. It's pretty quick. So we need 2 iron greatswords, 2 sabatones, and 2 gauntlets. Let's make those quickly. Oop. This is the only part that's a little bit tedious, and to be perfectly honest, I don't usually do these every day either, because the returns that you get from your writ rewards aren't necessarily, is that gauntlets? That was gauntlets. Aren't necessarily worth it. You get some gold, you get some inspiration, and you get the possibility of a survey, which we'll get to later. So the surveys are what you want. They're the ultimate goal for your writs. I need 2 rubs, 2 breaches, 1 epaulet. Just do them at the lowest level. You can turn in level 1 robes, and it's just fine. It doesn't care. Okay, that's 2 more writs completed. We got 1 more, and then we're on our way.
Hello.
I regret nothing! We're just getting our feet wet with this video. Here's our woodworking station. And I need 3 of each of the destruction staves. Inferno, Ice, Lightning. Again, just level 1 is fine. Make sure you do them in Maple. I've unlocked in this character the Oak, the next level up. This is going to be my last low-level writ because I finally got him to level 12 in woodworking, which will be another topic of another video, which is leveling up your hirelings and using hirelings for fun and profit. And in fact, hirelings is even easier than writs to get some great mats, including some high-level legendary mats. So, I've got everything I need. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All 6 writs are done. Let's get on my high horse. Let's go turn them in at the docks. So, whoop. I think I found something. Aha! That's an easy 300 gold. I found some Columbine. That's the one passive I love to unlock on my characters, is the one that highlights the alchemy mats, because if you ever come across a Columbine, then it's some easy money. Let's go take a look at that. My master merchant says today, the average of all sales for Columbine winds up being 321 gold, so that's nice to find laying around on the ground. I usually break for Columbine. So, our end is in sight, all the way down on the pier there. We can see some crates, that's where we're going. Let's cut some corners here. Let's run some red lights. And as you can see, I've got a whole lot of quest markers coming up on my compass here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all nice and lined up. So if you're hard up for personal character space, drop off your equipment ones first, because they'll free up. You need to have at least 1 slot open in order to be able to get the reward, which is a sack of goods. So I'm going to place those goods in, I'm going to get a satchel back. Now this clothier satchel, I had to use a whole bunch of jute, I had to make 5 pieces of equipment, and I'm only getting 1,000 inspiration back, which isn't much. I'm only getting 212 gold. Let's take a look at what that equipment I made costs. So I had to make all these clothing. I should probably go in the clothing tab. Oh, did I already put it in? Yeah, I already completed it. Let's look at another one. So this woodworking one's going to be easy to see. So the woodworking, each of these level 1 destruction staves I made are worth 10 gold. The mats I put into them, which was 3 maple apiece, scented maple apiece, weren't too valuable either. So it looks like, as far as gold goes, I'm pretty much breaking even. But when I turn it in, I get a nice little woodworker's crate. I'll complete the quest, I get 200 gold. That's more than enough to pay for the stuff I dropped in there. So if I were just going to vendor it off, then that's going to be somewhat valuable to me. Also, 1,000 inspiration on woodworking items when you break down low-level woodworking items. If they're made by another character, like one of your alts or a trading partner you have, I think level 1 pays out 212 inspiration per item. So we made 9 items, we're only getting 1,000 back. It doesn't quite give us the inspiration we'd really want to if we were just grinding it out and deconning stuff. But here what we get back kind of makes it worthwhile. So I'm going to go ahead and complete that, and we'll look at the satchel we got. So it's in our consumables, woodworker's case. It's a reward for delivery of crafted goods. What's inside? Let's find out. Go to my alt tab. So we got 1 bloodstone, not worth much. 1 intricate maple bow. Now this is interesting. If you're looking to power level your alts, having intricate items pays out 280% in inspiration gain. So here's what kind of makes it worthwhile. In this case, it's not going to decon for just 212 inspiration, it's going to decon for closer to 500 inspiration, which finally does make this a little bit more closer to worthwhile. You always get a piece of equipment from the equipment writs. It's a 50% chance of being either intricate or ornate. If it's ornate, it's instead of worth 10 gold, it's worth about 28 gold, 280% more. So that also is a nice little bonus. Now, this is what I just created. So this is some great luck here. My experience is about maybe a 1 in 5, 1 in 6 chance of getting a survey whenever you turn in a writ. It may be better chance than that because I seem to get them pretty frequently. These surveys are going to direct you to a point in the map. Right here it's near Hag's Fen. And if you go to the specific point in the map when you have this item in your inventory, you are going to get a instance spawn of 6 nodes. And what that means is you're going to have, in this case, some extra output nodes of maple, because we're in Zone 1, we're in Glenumbra. So in this case you're going to get, out of 6 nodes, you're going to get either 7 or 8 pieces of rough maple. So that's going to average out to about 40 pieces of rough maple, which will refine down to a whole bunch of sanded maple. But I'd like to keep the rough maple because at a higher level, when I've got my main character up high enough and I've got their decon passives upgraded to max, then that is going to give me a good chance of getting some legendary stuff, some legendary tempers. But anyways, that's down the road. Right now, what really matters is now we've made a whole lot of materials out of just this one writ. Just having the chance of getting these surveys makes these writs totally worthwhile. Even if it's only a 1 in 4, 1 in 5, 1 in 6 chance, you're getting so many mats from getting one of these that it makes it absolutely worthwhile. So that was some good fortune. Let's go ahead and turn on the rest.
I hear the
Do them all at once.
Good thing your
Nope, I don't want to steal
by
that.
sea.
All these pay out the
With
same
time's luck,
inspiration,
your package will be on the next
same gold at your level. If I leveled up, I'd get slightly
Let
more
me know
gold,
if you sell
but I
those
get the
at
same
once.
amount of inspiration.
I'm told not to say, but your work is the best. Is
Easy
your
as that.
shipment headed for Cyrodiil? No
Notice I
matter.
got experience for
We'll
all
get
that
it where
too.
it needs to go.
My character experience went up 171. So while I'm doing this, I'm also leveling my character. Not a lot, it's going to take me a while. I need 9,500 to get to the next level. This isn't going to do it. You need to do some other stuff, but it doesn't hurt. So let's see what we got. Let's open up these crates. Alchemist Vessel. Cornflowers, meh. Natural water, meh. Some wordwood, meh. Not a whole lot out of that. The Alchemy is the absolute best writ, in my opinion, for making gold. Because if you wind up getting an Alchemy survey, it will bring you out to the Weird Tree, and near the Weird Tree you will get 6 random Glenumbra nodes of flowers. And those were going to be either cornflowers, wormwood, mountain flower, lady's smock, bugloss, or the all-important Columbine. Each one of those nodes pays out 2 to 1. So instead of just picking a single flower up, you're going to get 2 flowers. In my experience, you average about 1.5 Columbine nodes for every survey. So that means when you do get a survey, you can expect a payout of about 600 to 900 gold, which is nuts. For being just level 1 characters who haven't gone anywhere, done anything, just picked up off the ground is pretty sweet. So good. Let's look what's in the Enchanter's Coffer. These are ones that, if you get a survey, it's also going to direct you to 5 nodes, which have the potential of getting a double Kuda. And it can happen, and it's happened to me. I've gotten a double Kuda out of one of those nodes. Here we get a random green glyph, which we can use to break down and get some inspiration, and some soul gems, which are nice. Not valuable, but nice. Provisioning pack always gives you 1 recipe. It can be a blue recipe, it's usually green. And you also get between 2 to 4 stacks of ingredients. Not stacks, not full stacks, but just quantities of ingredients. You will, out of level 1, not get the rare Frostmarium or Bevrez Juice, unfortunately, but these are useful to level up your alts. You can just grind out some recipes and get them to a higher level so that you can get your hirelings and passives created. Alright, so the blacksmiths and the clothiers are going to be real similar to the woodworking when we opened up. Get a little crowded here. Oh, I got a blacksmith survey, excellent. So that's going to get me a whole bunch of nodes of iron and 1 node of steel. And again, they're all going to be rich nodes, so they're going to give me an average of about 40 pieces of rough material to refine. I also got here another intricate piece and another training stone. Not very valuable, but you do have the possibility of getting a style stones, which again aren't very valuable, but you can also get a sapphire, which is pretty valuable. If you ever got a trait stone sapphire, it's for divines, and they're usually worth between 50 and 100 gold. Final one, let's open the clothier satchel. Yep. Okay, so here's another important tip I have for you. With my writs, I don't turn in my surveys immediately. I save them. And on this character, I already had one. And it's telling me here that in addition to whatever else I got from that satchel, I'm also going to get another clothier survey. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this in for you guys, just this clothier survey. And I'm going to show you my style for getting my materials. So sprint, sprint, sprint. Your horses have a stamina bar just below your stamina bar that you can see in the bottom right, but the difference is when you are just running on foot and you run out of stamina, you go down to walking speed, jogging speed, but when you're on a horse you keep sprinting, sprinting and sprinting and sprinting. Now, when you're low on stamina, it makes it easier for somebody to knock you off the horse with an attack, but in this case, Weird Tree Way Shrine, you could just keep running forever. So, my point to turn in the clothier survey is pretty close to where I'm at. It's right to the right of the Weird Tree Way Shrine. And if we look at our map here, where I've popped out, it's right about there. Pretty close to it. So let's keep going. And right over this hill, we're going to see our instanced jute spawn for us. Here we are. So nobody else can see these, and if you ever see somebody else kind of wandering around aimlessly in the middle of a field like this, they could be picking up some jute for their survey that they turned in. So I'm going to go ahead and get these. That gave me 7. Some worms too, which are actually pretty valuable for the people fishing for the perfect row. You also get one random one node from the next zone that you're to go to. So in this case you get some raw flax. You get a little bit less of it. So once you've harvested the last node from these surveys, the survey will disappear from your inventory. So I just showed you it was in my inventory, now it's no longer there, it's gone. So let's go ahead and open my other satchel. I got a clothing survey. Now, they didn't come back. I gotta walk away, come back. I have to go a certain distance. I usually just like to go right back to the Way Shrine. You don't have to go far, but you do have to go far enough that when you wander back, the game respawns. There they are. This is a big time saver. If you had gotten your surveys on each character, and then every single time went out to pick up that survey, you could be logged in for, you know, half hour, even an hour on each of your alts, and that doesn't make it pretty time efficient. So I like to let them stack up, get them all at once, just make one trip out, one trip back. And the best part is it doesn't take up a lot of inventory space because they all stack automatically on top of each other. Right, one more satchel, and that one just had some armor cops and an emerald. Didn't get another survey out of that. Oh well. So pretty good return. So let's see what materials I have now. I've got, out of that I have 67 raw jute, and I have 13 raw flax that I got from that, so not too shabby. So let's head back home. And the one other tip I will leave you with for this video, when you get good at this, like I said, you'll absolutely be able to do this in this whole run in 5 to maybe 8 minutes. Just, you know, grabbing the stuff out of your bank, going ahead and grinding out some quick gear, running to the crates. What I do is I do this every other day. Now you can do crafting writs every single day. What I do is on odd days I will log in and just pick up the writs. I will simply go out to the boards, pick up the writs, go back into the bank, log out. I will not do a thing. That's why when I started today with some writs, those are the ones that I picked up yesterday. Today is my run day, and I do 2 writ runs on run day. So it takes me a little bit longer going back and forth, but it saves me a ton of time in that I only have to do this every other day. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up some more, and I'm going to do this turbo style. I won't be able to do the woodworking because I'm in the next zone now, so I'm just going to do the blacksmithing. provisioning, alchemy. So we'll just do 3 of them. So I need ironwork, I need the Syrah wine and fishy sticks, and I need ravaged stamina and natural water. Let's go do the switcheroo. Let my personal assistant do its thing. Syrah wine, fishy sticks, ravaged stamina, natural water. Let's go smith some ironwork here. Three swords, 2 cuirass, 1 greaves. I stocked up on style stone, so I never have to worry about it. I got it from a guild vendor for like 1 or 2 gold apiece. Well worth it. Three, 2, and 1. I've got my 3 writs ready to go. Let's go ahead and finish the run. I see some alchemy ingredients. Let's pick those up. Blessed Thistle, not worth much, but again, it's one of the ones that we just used for our other crafting writ, so this run feeds itself, and that's the important thing, is that if you didn't have the benefit of getting these surveys, you would probably run out of alchemy ingredients. More Thistle. Certainly you would run out of runestones, there's no doubt about that, because there's not a lot of them floating around, and none of them in town here, which is my guy's little world. And probably not run out of provisioning ingredients, because the provisioning writs give you a lot of materials back. But these things fulfill themselves. If you run the surveys, if you're religious about doing these writs, you will have enough to keep these going forever, and even some extra at the end of the day, like that extra Columbine that we get to sell, and make some gold afterwards. So valuable. I do it on all my characters. I do this run on odd days, just pick up the writs. On even days, let's get a nicer view here. And on even days, I actually run the writs. Blacksmith's crate. I got a sapphire here, so let's see what that sapphire is worth today. Sapphire's worth, not much actually. Looks like it sold at the highest for 100, but it's only worth about 14. But that's fine. Provisioners pack, some bitter tea recipe, alchemist vessel, oh well. So I didn't get lucky, my RNG gods did not bless me with any more service today, but there's always tomorrow, and there's always the other 7 characters that I'm going to do this on after this video. So thanks for tuning in. Again, this is Danjavin. If you like the video, subscribe and push the like button, please. I'll be providing next a video on hirelings, how to initially get your hirelings to the minimum level so you start getting some free mats in the mail every day on each of your characters, and also how to level up to the level 2 hireling, which is going to be your ultimate goal. It's a little bit grindy, but it doesn't take as long as you might think, and it is, again, well worthwhile. So thanks for tuning in, and thanks for playing Elder Scrolls Online and making it a great community.